Well, hello guys, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Dare to Ask. If I'm wearing the same dress, it's because I've done about 4 or 5 recordings all on the same day as well, just to move things along. Okay, so right now I have had the election results are in, as far as I know. I've got a lot wrong, so I'll just wait and see if there's anything that I got right. So I always should remain a bit quiet after it to give it time to seep in. But Reform have done well, I hear. Okay, and yeah, we'll wait and see. Okay, question. Why is King Charles so resistant to getting the truth out about Meghan and Harry's so-called children? Why is he so resistant to it? I see that he's waiting for somebody else to break it, you know. So yeah, somebody else to break it. So it's like he just focus on something else, like the king's job, and let somebody else do the dirty work, you know, rather than they be slanted for it and go down in history as well. So I think he's focusing on his job and his role, and then just waiting. He's aware that something is coming. Okay, it'll be in the news. Why have a dog and bark yourself? That's what I keep hearing. And I think that's the right thing to do. In fact, as much as it annoys me that they don't call Harry and Meghan out, it is the best thing to do for the monarchy. Just don't get involved, don't say anything, because all you're doing is providing fuel to Harry and Meghan. How does this make those children who are born via surrogate eligible for line of succession? She and Harry would have known those kids should never have been eligible, and that is why the fraud of her pretending to be pregnant was created. How do they excuse this? Well, I don't think they knew what was going on at the beginning. They knew where Meghan's behaviour was odd. But if you think about it, Meghan hadn't been in that royal family long enough to get the measure of her, you know. So when she was doing all these weird stuff, they was thinking, what? And Harry's giving plausible explanations, and then like, you know, Queen Elizabeth wouldn't have wanted to put more pressure on Harry, in a way. How did the royal family excuse this? By refusing to give Meghan the attention she so clearly wants. I've told you, I think she actually wants this to come out as well. Because, I mean, isn't that worth 100 million? Yeah, I think that's what it is. That they didn't want to give Harry and Meghan the opportunity for it to be. Look, it's already getting attention. It just needs to be confirmed, okay? And it's not the royal family that will confirm it. It'll be the press. And that way, the royal family can look like they either never knew or didn't know till after or had difficulties, you know. I mean, it will cause a lot of trouble. Cause even more trouble if we found out that they knew. But I feel like they didn't know till after. I think Queen Elizabeth thought she was losing her mind. So they won't excuse it. Hello, BFP. Hello. Will the Sussex squad and MM's and PH's involvement with them ever be exposed, and will they be held accountable? Yes or no? Absolutely. That support network, okay, it's a network that will be exposed, okay. So I think they're going to turn on each other. I've got that. They start, you know, bringing things up. They'll turn on Meghan. Meghan will have no support system left at all. But, you know, definitely I think it comes from within their own team. But I do feel like they are being investigated as well. So I'm getting a strong inclination to that this will be exposed. You know, all the links and everything. Where, you know, they've been ringing them and saying on the phone and on the TV, you've got to, you know, visually and prove that they're involved, thanking them. So, again, I just think it's like putting 2 and 2 together, being brave enough to come up with 6, and, you know, pulling them out on this, calling them out on this. And I think they will. I think the media will. Social media's been doing it for years. You see, the longer you do something like that, the more comfortable you get. You think, oh, well, nobody's bothered really, you know. Well, they will get found out for it, and even more. Does Meghan have an attachment and has she joined the Eyes Wide Shut org in Hollywood? Has she joined the Eyes Wide Shut org? I'm going to know. On the surface, she's making out it's an okay thing, but actually she doesn't feel like that in her way, really. I kind of feel like with whatever that represents, because I don't know what it represents actually, but, you know, with that, she's got information of her own partaking in her past history. Okay, so, you know, Meghan makes out that she's the champion of women's causes, and she actually hates women. Okay, she hates women. So, I don't know. I've got experience for Meghan in this. Like, she's made out, you know, she was always okay with it and stuff. I mean, which is funny because she moans about everything else, but, you know, she joined it. Appearances are deceptive, so if she makes out she has, she hasn't. And if she makes out she hasn't, she has. I'm getting do not act, so she's not going to come forward and do anything. Well, she can't, can she? Okay, because if she was going to stand up for something or do something, she can't, because there's trickery involved. You know, she's been involved. Does M pay Samantha money when she needs help? Does Meghan give Samantha money when she needs help? I feel so. You know, Knight of Swords here, in and out. I'm getting in and out. So there are communications. So I think the money's connected to communication. So to saying things, to being on people's channels. Oh, I have to ask. How does Lady C feel about Samantha? Is that Samantha's words or behaviour could lead to Lady C being sued? So just have a look on those videos, because I ain't watched them. I've been a bit busy. So she's careful of being sued there. And also, you know, that Samantha needs money. Maybe always crying a bit of poverty as well. I see bills unpaid. How does she feel about Thomas Markle Jr.? I'm telling you now, he was behind that bank fiasco with the money for Thomas Markle Sr. He was responsible. I said that before, but I've never heard her mention it since as well. She was going all guns blazing, thinking it was the bank and this, that and the other. And whatever it was, that the way you get money donated. And then I didn't hear her say anything. So I think she's suspicious, or she knows. and right now she's not going to do anything about it, but that's only right now. And I mean, it's been a few months since it. I think he was. Does Lady C regret fundraising for Thomas Markle Sr.? I think it's brought her, you know, a lot of unhappiness. So it's been going on a while, this. It's been going on a while, so I know she tried to do her best for him, you know, with his long-term illnesses and everything, but in a way I think it's, you know, been a lot for her as well. This is why I say, don't do anything that involves money, whether it be a charity, fake solicitors, whatever, don't do it, okay? Only comes back to haunt you later on, even if you was doing it, you know, for well-meaning. Now, if people want to give the money and donate to the channels, you know, and you don't care what the reason is, then so be it, you know. But in my experience, I'd definitely not do that. Definitely not do that. Because somebody somewhere either will use it against you or they're lying to you. I can't stand con artists. Does use all these start, and by the way, I can tell you, I know a few people on YouTube who are Billy bullshitters, okay? Oh, pay for this, oh, do this, donate this, donate that. You know, they're constantly asking for money. You know, do more videos, you lazy gits. Does use all these startup ideas to blow up the expenses and skim money each time? Is start over part of the plan? You heard her herself, you know. Failure is by design. That's what she was trying to tell you. She's so freaking arrogant about it and in your face. But, you know, is this an excuse to launder money, skim money, you know, steal money from Harry, you know? Yes or no? The money pit, she's dried up. So she's not happy about this. Hence why she's trying to, you know, I think up until recently with the USA and all like that. Oh, gone. Yeah, USA and all like that, the money's drying up, so she's unhappy now. You know, she has to actually do something for a living. I think some cases it's always been about fronting the money, you know, fronting the money. But now she's unhappy because Harry's gone. Oh, and he took his, you know, Visa card with him. And USAID's gone. Centre Barley, you know, Invicta's the grift there. All these things are coming to an end. So where she thought she could milk it and grift it, she can't anymore, you know, so I'm getting money for old rope. But does she intentionally fail? Does she intentionally fail? It was all part of her plan before, so that she never had to do anything, just look busy and talk and, you know, get things out on the TV and the news, you know, fight back, clap back against the royals, against critics and everything else. But now, no. When she really needs it and wants it to work, it's not going. So she's brought it all down on herself as well. Netflix are going, all the other little bits. I mean, Bezos, I did say Caesar is a bit of a joke. He can afford to have her on the Amazon just for a laugh, you know, for kicks. I think life is getting extremely more difficult financially for Meghan, which is why she will feel better off divorcing Harry, you know. Financially, I mean. Will she divorce Harry to be financially better off? No, she's worried sick. She's worried sick. Everything will be uncovered, won't it? All you need is an audit on his finances. She's been skimming for years with Doria. And she's in trouble about money. You know, I know he has problems about things that are coming up regarding finances, but, you know, it's her that's in trouble. She won't be able to cope at all. And she can't believe that he is the one that wants out. She always thought it would be her decision, and she was okay with that. I think what's gone on in their relationship is that she's kicked him out no end of time. She's threatened to leave. She's threatened to divorce him, you know. And, well, she never has she? You know, in the 7 years, whatever they've been up to. So she didn't expect it from him, and that is going to be devastating for her, you know. But she's dangerous as well. She becomes dangerous because of that, because she will not stop until she has destroyed him, you know. Do you know, I wouldn't let nobody blackmail me. Nobody have that power. You know, if you're gonna, I wouldn't give them the satisfaction. I wouldn't. I'd sooner do time than let them get away with bullshit like that. Not that I've done anything wrong to deserve time, but, you know, I've always said that. I would. I just wouldn't let people have that power over me. I once said that to my husband, you know. He got real upset of all the things I've ever said. And I said to him, you have no power over me. He was he went on about it for days. Right, she can create a sad story about the surrogacy, but the lie to entrap Harry can't be explained. No, but she'll have a good go. What's she telling him? He already knows anyway. I think he's been on the old Big Fat Psychic YouTube. It'll all make sense to him in the end. The penny will drop. How will he find out, you know, how will Harry feel, or does Harry feel about Meghan trying to entrap him? He went along with it, you know. He went along with it. Are you telling me he went along with it, or are you telling me he completely understands? So, two things there. Was he happy to go along with it? No. Did he like what he heard on the channel? No. Does he think he can... Well, what then? What? He's gonna where Meghan is with this entrapment. He's gonna think to himself, "Oh, it didn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way. It kind of did happen that way, but not the way he thinks neither." So he'll believe a different version, but the version of what I've said is still the same. Because she's just gonna say, "No, he wasn't like that," you know. How does he know what the doctor told her 10 years ago? How does he know? She knows Trevor won't come out and say anything. He's too much of a gentleman. And anyway, he won't want the backlash, and he don't want to be dragged in to Meghan's low level as well. He's quite happy with who he is, who he's with, and his children. She'll say it didn't happen that way. The crack story makes sense because the last interview Lady C had with Samantha, Lady C ends up thanking Samantha for being so honest and dishing about Meghan. But this takes Samantha by surprise. It was obvious to me Samantha thought she had manipulated Lady C and us, but Samantha was surprised about the backlash from Lady C. Samantha wanted to blame Doria, but we have so much blame on Meghan. They, Samantha, Doria and Meghan, swift the blame at the time. Why do they hate the world so much? They believe they are Ubermenches. So if I've said that wrong, and are entitled with the global elitists. So does Lady C believe Samantha's Samantha, no, I need to ask it differently. Does Lady C believe that, you know, Samantha and the Markles have links to Meghan still? So I see disagreements, failed partnerships, unsatisfaction. Does she believe it? I kind of feel like Lady C will have had enough at some point in the near future with the Markles. Is that true, universe? Yes. So Lady C's not seeing Samantha's point of view. You know, I don't think she agrees with some of the stuff, because, well, you can just see how over time Samantha's and the Markles' stories have changed. You know, much like on par with Meghan. Hers changes as well. So is Lady C aware of that when it happens? Lady C is not stupid, okay? She's funny, she's clever, she's very intelligent, and she knows people. She gets the full measure of them. So, you know, I think Lady C is just watching it all play out at the moment. Question, how does the next couple of months look for Andrew? Thank you. Have a safe trip home. How does it look for Andrew? So you remember on that reading I did about Virginia Go Free, and I kind of paused about the lovers cards, and I went, oh, that's unusual. I think he thought that eventually it would be cleared up, you know, that he had a chance of clearing things up. I'm not saying excuse himself or anything else. I'm just saying it was about clearing something up. I think he's okay. He feels like, you know, he's got his family, and he will be over the next few months. You'll see him at events as well. But short term, needs a break, you know. This is terrible for him as well. I feel like he's lost all sense of hope as well. Like, I mean, there'll have been a little bit of truth to the situation, and then there'll have been other truths that wasn't, you know, correct. So I think right now he's, I don't know, and I get illness in the family, illness in their family as well. So he could be worrying about that. I think he's... It can appear quite smug, to be fair, which I think is the wrong impression, but because, you know, he'll have a smile on his face, you know. But no, I don't feel like there's a bit of illness there. About 4 months, you know, to get away from the Virginia effect. But I don't see him with the family, so, you know. And it's not our right to say where Andrew is, where he should be, where he can't be, you know. He's with his family and that's it. Good or bad, you know. He hasn't been prosecuted for anything. But I am sure and certain that there are families out there with a little crook as well in the family. Now, obviously, not to the extent of what Andrew's been accused of. Well, you don't stop seeing them, you don't stop loving them, you don't stop thinking about them, you know. You don't stop inviting them round as well. So, I don't see why he shouldn't be with his family. Until he, you know, a judge says he's broke the law and all like that, then, you know, he's got a right to be in that family and with tradition as well. Attend church, attend special occasions. I don't think he's ever going to come out and be like popular like he was, if he ever was popular, or smarmy. But, you know, yeah, he should be allowed to be with his family. Because his family need to love him as well, you know. There's a two-way thing. Two-way benefits. A marriage built on lies and deception. What a way to not live your life. I tell you, do you know what? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. I remember being very young, well, early 20s, and I had the figure, you know, I had the sense of humour and everything, and I went out with two millionaires. For some reason, I had one after the other. I mean, there might have even been a crossover, but you couldn't buy me. I wasn't happy. I dumped him. I dumped him for a lousy, low-life, lorry driver who had like about 10 kids all over the UK and was an absolute liar, cheater and everything else. So no, I couldn't pretend at all. I obviously liked the bad boys. I must have picked him knowing that I wasn't going to stay with him, really. So yeah, you can't be bought. And I wouldn't stay in a relationship that was abusive or, you know, built on lies either, because it doesn't last. It's like a pack of guards. And I think I've said before as well, yeah, you know, with the personality disorder, whatever, you know, having a drink and what have you. I used to tell loads of lies, why I wasn't at work, why I was late, why I was, you know, skint, why I needed to borrow money, you know, all those kind of things. Not big Rockefeller ones, but, you know. And now I don't do it. It's been years, but I don't do it. And if I feel I need to lie, then I don't say anything, okay? I just keep it shut and not even go there. So people sometimes do feel like they need to lie. Sometimes it's for attention. Sometimes it's to make you feel better and good enough. You know, sometimes it's because you're insecure. I mean, do you know what makes me laugh? All these people, when you see them on holiday, and they're all lying buggers, you know, about what they do, how much money they've got and all this lot. Honestly, I swear, I can see right through them, but, I mean, you know, each to their own, each to their own. I remember once my husband said to me, and if anybody asks when we're on holiday, you tell them I'm a gardener and I've got my own business. So I said, all right. I said, well, that's kind of true. I said, I just won't add that you earn loads of money from it, you know. So, yeah, it is one of them. And he did say that as well, bless him. Oh, that's right, because he was a taxi driver. So he didn't want to be, you know, he felt like taxi driving was a bit beneath him, you know. He wanted to be a gardener. Yeah, mow and go, mows the lawn and buggers off. Okay, what brilliant reading. I know it isn't the children's fault, but royal rules are rules and they are not entitled to be on the succession list, in my opinion. He's evil through and through. I think we've gone through the universe who says actually she's quite balanced and she's doing a soul contract. This is what she was always supposed to do and be. This is what she chose. I can't understand why we choose certain events in life. Why would I want to come here and choose to either be abused or battered or whatever, you know? I'm not saying I have, like, I'm about, you know, why would you choose them things? I don't know. Maybe the universe has got a different sense of humour altogether. Maybe it's a school. Maybe we've done it that many times. You think, I don't want to be a saint anymore. You know, I want to be, you know, a murderer or a bomber or whatever, you know. But these are the things that we choose to do. And the universe sees, and God, we're all equal. You know, there's nobody above or below anybody else. We're all on the same level. And that would make sense as well, because we're choosing roles up there with somebody else. Well, Princess Catherine actually become a queen. Many thanks, much love, God bless. I'm going to use a different set of cards. I just see the Six of Cups here, the past into the future. If it was anybody else, I could say, like, the past catches up. I know she hasn't done anything wrong, I know that. The past into the future. Something in the past coming up again in the future. I think you know my thoughts on that, but, and I have been asked a question before, like as if it's done differently. But, you know, yes or no, will the king abdicate so Catherine can be queen? No, I keep getting no. All the goddamn time, you know, serious health issues here. No, I don't think so. I think there's something wrong. Question for Dare to ask: has the witchcraft been used against the royal family? Meghan is the witch, okay? She is the witch and being sent to do nothing but cause discord in that royal family. So is it witchcraft? I don't think it is spells, but I do feel like it's a definite setup. And I do feel like she was sent in there to cause disruption. And now it's like, well, you're on your own now, girl. You know, you're on your own. And Harry knowing will take that power away from Meghan blackmailing Spencer. She is the witch. She is the negative energy. Meghan wrote that book Spare, so she would have included all her lies. Well, she's got more to tell, has she? Oh yes, and it'll be, you know, it's a deal that gets announced soon as well. It's a deal that gets announced soon. That book is on its way. It's already written. It might need, you know, like all the other books where you have an edition as well. Is Harry going to do a spare too? Yes or no? No. So it's coming from her. She's shopping around, you know. I believe that's true, you know, that she was shopping around. I mean, she put all the kids' names in an email and picked them all and had businesses named after him and whatever else a long time before these kids became involved. There are no banyan trees in California, I believe you. There's no dead fetuses neither. Does Meghan have a uterus? Yes or no? Yes. She certainly does, and it's in working order. Okay, just that she can't have kids, so she's got uterus for sure. That's why she has periods. Was ever really a yacht girl? Was Meghan a yacht girl? I don't believe so. She clapped back at it, didn't she, with that woman who was drinking out of a teacup as well. She had a clap back there. But I'm getting no. I kind of feel though that she went to parties and made decisions that she would later regret. But was she, you know, was she a hooker? I just feel like that's rumours. Meghan loves all the stories that are not correct about her. Because in private, she can say to her mates or her friends, oh, did you hear about this? Oh, did you hear about that? So that makes her look more, not like a victim, but more convincing, you know, that to them they would think, oh my God, don't they write such horrible, incorrect stuff about you, you know? And that goes in Meghan's favour. It makes them trust her more. She gains their trust. Hi, darling. Harry's a pain in the ass, but nobody deserves what is happening to him. So bad. She's a witch. Great reader. Huh? I just said that, didn't I? I just said that. You must be a man reader or psychic. Yeah, definitely. Well, what it is when shit happens to anybody like that, you have to learn from it, you know? You have to be stronger. You have to be better. You have to go through all these things to appreciate stuff. I mean, I hope my husband don't watch this, but, you know, if I hadn't gone through all the things I went through, I'd never have had anything to do with him, okay? I'd have thought I deserve so much better. That's not even a joke, actually. So I wouldn't have been ready for him at 19 or 20 or 25 or even 30. So I think, you know, your experiences shape you. And I was grateful for him, you know. I was grateful. Was. I love him dearly, really. Anyway, I think he got better looking as he got older. I was going to say you couldn't make this up, but Eminem did. One lie begets another. Ad infinitum. Mind, I knew she was unable to have children a long, long time ago. True colours are shining through. You can never go back. You know, when you're a good person and you get shown to be a bad person, it takes years to get that back, okay? And your reputation as well, and you have to work harder to convince others as well. So I don't think until she passes that anybody will have anything good to say, because I know what they'll say when she passes. She was a genius though, wasn't she? She could, you know, handle the media, and she was always there, and she was tenacious, and she never gave up, and she got what she wanted most of the time. And I tell you, she does. She sets people up like in a chain reaction, and then just sits back and watches the dominoes fall. That's what they'll say. What do we all need to do to beat the dark forces we are seeing worldwide? Great question. What do we need to do? Not watch the news, not take everything at face value. You know, trust your own gut feeling. Recognise that people are suffering. Try to help others as well. You know, never mind the world. What about a neighbour? You know, what about a school friend or a school mum? You know, people that are here are your world. They're in your world as well. So, you know, helping the whole wild world is impossible, to be fair. But helping one person at a time is achievable. So I would say that's how we do it. And just don't believe their shit. Don't be drawn into negative conversations as well. You know, I always say, like, you've got 5 people, so it would be me, my husband, my son, my dad, somebody else, you know. Focus on those. Focus on that connection as well, rather than just the worldwide. And have your eyes open, but don't believe everything we hear. It says Lady C, Paula M, or P. Dina, so I have no idea. I forgot what you're all guessing names from. Maybe I've said, I don't know what it is. Question, please, following something, what we at, 38? Please, following something that popped up on YouTube, is there any truth to King Charles not being the legitimate king? If yes, how does this impact relate to the Spencer family? I think I've heard things like that as well. Is the king the legitimate king? So there must have been, when you go back, way back, there must have been something hampered, okay? Because I'm getting Queen Elizabeth as well. I see her. I absolutely do see her. So this could have been changes to the line, okay? I mean, is he supposed to be king now? Yes. But I do see, like, something hampered, okay? Something hampered. Did you hear that? I'm not going down. I just dropped a lot of cards. Not committed. So somebody dropped out, wasn't committed. And then the Wheel of Fortune, things got better. Move on. So I think that's what it's saying. Yeah, that's what I feel. Someone dropping out, not being committed, and you know, things moving on. I would think Trevor would have written to the King regarding the Markle's ability to give birth, so the royal family know. As long as they're okay, they don't care who is in the line of succession. Not their problem, as their places are secure. No excuse can be given why Harry lied about the birth on the certificate, thus getting the kids in LOS. Doesn't matter, the reason is she can't have kids. Harry lied. Of course it wasn't Markle. She was so disgusted when she found out. She even took her names off the birth certificate. Talk about planning in advance. Look, it took a long time for Trevor to recover from Meghan. And that ring business is bullshit, okay? She did not send it in the post. She'd have pawned it. That's what she would have done. So he's always... In my readings, I've always felt that wasn't true. She over-exaggerated. I don't feel like he was upset, didn't know, you know, what was wrong. Well, it was this new role she got, to be fair. And then, and all the other little deceitful blokes she's been with her as well. I think in the time between Trevor and Harry, that's where all this stems from. But he won't talk about her. He's got nothing to say, and it's not his business, is it? It's not his business to go and warn the royal family. It's Meghan who's narcissistic and thinks she's important and should inform and write to people like she did with, you know, Piers Morgan and on the phone trying to get rid of people. Trevor's not like that at all, so he's out of it. He's out of it, and he doesn't want to be dragged into it with Meghan whatsoever. She hasn't got anything hold on him. She's just not important in his life, and that's it. You know, all he's bothered about is his wife and his children. Funny story about the child support agency. Back in the early... Oh, I think I liked this one. Funny story about the child support agency. Back in the early 90s, when the kids were preschool age, my husband got ill and had to stop work for a few months. He got benefits because he was temporarily unable to work, and as he was immobile, he couldn't look after the kids while I found a job. Anyway, we must have filled in the forms out wrong, because I got a letter from asking who the father of the kids were. That is an automatic response. We were married and all had the same names, or same surname. And if I didn't tell them where he was, they would try and find him. Both our names as Mr. and Mrs. were on the rent agreement. When this finished and he was back at work about a year later, we got a letter from the DHS about benefits, which we no longer needed or got. It said we weren't getting anything. The reason being given is we didn't want it. It did make me laugh, as we hadn't even applied. I know, they're shit, aren't they, honestly? And the wonder how, you know, they get away with fraud and everything. I know, yeah, there's, I ain't got all day, but we had a few examples of something similar as well. Like, we was unable to trace the absent father. I used to go to great lengths. If I saw a case, I used to go all the freaking way. They call it agent provocateur. That's what they used to call me. Basically, you know, I'd ring up if somebody... There was always a way that you had to do things anyway. One day I'd had enough of this git and I thought, I'm going to have you. So he used to leave his job and then go back every few weeks. So I rang him up and I said, oh, can I speak to so-and-so, please? And... oh no, that was it. I said about a builder, and I said something along the lines of, my mother, I'm looking for, because I didn't have the accent, I said, somebody's had some work done and I'm looking at having it done for me, my mother-in-law. So I said, she gave me the name of, I don't know, we'll say Steve. Anyway, he went, oh yeah, Steve so. So I said, yeah, does he still wait for you? He said, yes. He said, do you want to wait with him? I said, I'd love to. He came on the phone, I went, this is the child support agency. And I've got you. And that was it. So, but, you know, I had to be in my bonnet about it. Okay, it was probably a bit extreme, but, you know, I had a job to do and I did it. I always, you know, got the results in as well. So I was a bit of an achiever. But, you know, they play silly games with me and I was going to be, you know, more assertive next time. But I wish I'd have seen his face, but his voice was like, he hung up straight away. Don't matter though, I'd already done it. All I had to do was speak to him and that was it. Okay, let's have a look. We're on 46 minutes, so I'm going to leave it there. And I'm not sure how many I've got left to do, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll be here all day. There's a few, so up to now then, we're up to that point, and I will be back soon with another Dare to Ask session as well. Okay, guys, it's been a hoot. It's been a hoot, okay? Loved it. All right, guys. Bye for now. Bye now.